Every day, a continuous stream of thoughts runs through our minds. Over time, these impressions organize into fixed lines. They become internal captions, running subtitles and labels that define what we see in the mirror and how we act in the world. In a small black and white world, a stickman named Rio lived within these lines. Every morning, he stood still, watching his peers sprint toward their dreams. He saw a business rise here, a marathon won there, and a traveler crossing the globe. He stayed in the same place, watching and comparing. Leo didn't lack the talent or the intellect to move. He was stopped by a definitive label. He looked into a mirror and allowed a heavy, oppressive block of text to float above his own reflection. He whispered that he just wasn't special, until the sentence became a habit. This script dictated his behavior. Every night, Leo promised himself that tomorrow would be the day he finally started. And every morning, he woke up to the same caption, causing him to delay his work for another day, then a week, and then a month. When we demand immediate perfection, the gap between our current reality and our desires becomes a void. We find ourselves standing at the edge, unable to take the first step. Leo eventually decided to climb the tallest hill in his world, hoping a new view would change his life. But he kept stopping, gasping for air, and sitting down. He felt the physical toll was too high for such a small incline. At the top, an old stickman pointed out that Leo wasn't tired from the climb itself. He was exhausted from fighting his own internal thoughts. He had spent the entire journey arguing with himself about how difficult the path was. This graph shows the math of Leo's frustration. The large vertical line represents the sudden transformation he wanted, a leap that turns red and collapses because it has no foundation. Below it, the stairs keep climbing. They represent hundreds of tiny, individual steps that, when viewed from the top, create the actual path upward. When we place a looming threshold line representing immediate expectations far above those small daily stairs, the distance looks impossible. We often stop not because we are incapable of the next step, but because that single step looks meaningless compared to the height of the line we've drawn. Moving forward requires letting go of the illusion of the heroic leap. The old man handed Leo a notebook. On the first page were 3 words that would serve as his new operating instructions: 1 step daily. Leo began using the notebook to write scripts that were almost embarrassingly small. On day 1, he committed to walking for 10 minutes. Day 2, he read 5 pages. Day 3, practiced 1 skill. Day 4, woke up earlier. There was no sudden success. No one stood in his yard to applaud his 10-minute walk, and there was no magical transformation when he finished those 5 pages. But Leo was keeping promises to himself. By checking off these tiny tasks, he was slowly editing his internal caption. He was no longer a person who just watched. He was someone who was trying. Confidence is the compounded interest of kept promises to oneself. It grows quietly, 1 checkmark at a time. After weeks of practice, Leo entered a public competition to win funding for a small business. He felt ready to put his new discipline to a public test. But the reality of the stage was different than the notebook. Leo made a mistake, then another, freezing under the silence of the audience. He lost the competition and walked home alone. He threw his notebook onto the floor, convinced that his hard work had been for nothing. Sitting in the shadows, his old internal script returned. What's the point? I still failed. This is the most dangerous moment in any change, the first major defeat, where it feels like the new habits were just a temporary mask over the same old failure. Leo looked at the notebook on the floor and remembered the old man's words. He realized he had misunderstood the purpose of 1 step daily. It was never a guarantee that he would win the race. This logic flow chart shows 2 different reactions to a setback. The first path leads from failure straight down to a dead end. But as we watch, a second path appears, bypassing the stop sign and looping directly back to the start. The micro habits weren't for the win, they were for the loop. Leo picked up the notebook and opened it to a new page. He wrote a caption that wasn't about his talent or his worth, but about his intent. We cannot control the outcome of the competition, and we cannot prevent every failure. But by committing to the next small step, we gain the ability to choose what the internal caption says tomorrow. Most of us have a habit of staring at a daunting task, waiting for the exact right mood to strike before we begin. We tell ourselves we need a surge of motivation, a deep well of confidence, or an innate spark of talent to take the first step. Meet Leo. He woke up early one morning to work on his goals, and he felt absolutely none of those things. No excitement, no motivation, no confidence. But he got out of bed and started practicing anyway. Which raises an interesting question. What if the traits we think we need before we start are actually byproducts that only show up after we get to work? Leo's routine reveals the practical difference between waiting for inspiration and relying on discipline. Motivation might get you to start on day 1, but discipline is what forces you to continue on day 50. This animated chart shows exactly how discipline plays out over time. Notice the dual axes, a wildly erratic line representing daily motivation set against a perfectly flat, unbroken baseline representing daily consistency. His intensity varied wildly, but his frequency never dropped. One afternoon, Leo ran into someone named Max. Max was paralyzed by a familiar excuse. He desperately wanted to succeed, but firmly believed he lacked natural talent. Leo explained that talent is a skill constructed through relentless daily practice. It isn't something you wait to find, it's something you build. The same chronology applies to confidence. It is structurally impossible to feel entirely confident before trying something new. That feeling of assurance is the reward you get for surviving those first few clumsy attempts. Stepping forward into the unknown while completely unconfident is how capability actually grows. Beyond motivation and talent, there is one final myth that stops people in their tracks: the assumption that a successful project requires massive resources and a flawlessly funded launch. Leo hit this exact wall. The small business he planned to start required significantly more capital than he had saved. His grand plan collapsed, and the old internal voice returned, telling him to just quit. Instead of listening, he opened his notebook, scanning hundreds of simple tally marks tracking his unbroken promises from day 1 to day 100. Looking at those pages, his perspective shifted. These tally marks provided proof that he had kept 100 small promises to himself, showing a capacity to endure that mattered more than his original business plan. So he pivoted. He stopped asking how he could get everything he wanted immediately, and started asking what he could build using the minimal resources he had that exact day. He bought basic tools, created simple products, and sold them in his neighborhood. The reality was unglamorous. Some days he made multiple sales, some days he made none. But every single day yielded data he could use to improve. Surviving failure on a tiny scale and iterating day by day, it proved to be a far more robust path to growth than waiting indefinitely for a perfect launch. Months later, as his tiny table grew into a larger store, Leo returned to the hill where his journey started to consult an old mentor. He wanted to understand how his agonizingly slow progress had resulted in massive success. The mentor explained that success is often an illusion when viewed from the outside. While it looks like a single breakthrough to an observer, it is actually composed of thousands of separate, invisible micro-moments. This animated graph illustrates the mathematical principle behind human effort. It follows the exact same rules as compound interest. Notice how the line remains completely flat along the bottom axis for a long duration before curving exponentially upward. The flat beginning of the curve is the timeline of invisibility. When you practice something for a single day or even a week, the visible changes are mathematically zero. But eventually you reach an inflection point. Months in, people begin to notice. By year 1, the curve sharply breaks upward, and outsiders looking at your accumulated effort label it as sudden, inherent talent. The tragedy is where the majority of people stop. Most individuals abandon their goals right here in the invisible phase, quitting mere moments before the math of compounding actually takes effect. You do not need daily motivation to start, and you do not need innate talent to succeed. You only need to keep going. Never compare your invisible beginning to someone else's compounding middle.
Welcome back to The Explainer. So today, we're unpacking this really fascinating allegory that literally breaks down the mechanics of human resilience. Now, I know what you might be thinking. We're taking life advice from Leo, a stickman, but trust me on this one, this guy has figured out how to build some incredible internal strength. This isn't just your standard feel-good story. It's a strategic blueprint for what actually happens when you stop waiting for everyone else to believe in you and you finally start believing in yourself. And, the whole thing kicks off with this single, terrifying moment that totally tests everything Leo had built.
Just imagine waking up to the one message literally every founder dreads. Leo's business, his absolute life's work, was facing an existential crisis. A massive competitor just crashed the market. Customers vanished overnight, sales completely plummeted. His whole team was basically just waiting for the sky to fall, fully expecting Leo to completely panic. So, what do you actually do in that exact moment?
Okay, let's dive into this because this is where the rubber really meets the road. Leo gathers his terrified team and completely shifts their focus. Think about the tropes here: the competition, the economy, the swirling chaos all around them. We all know these are things we absolutely cannot control, and complaining about them, total waste of energy. So instead, Leo demanded his team focus on the exact opposite: their effort, their attitude, and what they do next. By isolating their focus strictly to what they could control, they didn't act out of fear. They adapted. They improved their products, they listened to their customers, and they entirely changed their strategy.
The absolute crucial takeaway here is that by hyper-focusing on controllable effort, Leo's business didn't just survive. A few months later, it had completely recovered. And that crystallized a foundational lesson for him. The difference between success and failure? It's not the absence of problems. It is the absolute refusal to let those problems dictate who you become.
Fast forward a few years, Leo is back on the hill where his whole journey started, but this time he's not alone. He runs into a young stickman who is just the absolute picture of frustration. Now, this young stickman is basically a proxy for anyone watching this explainer right now who feels defeated or tired or just completely stuck. He looks at Leo and says, "I've tried everything. Nothing works." He sees Leo's success and honestly thinks they're from two completely different planets. Now, what's really interesting here is Leo's response. He actually laughs, not at the young stickman, but with this deep, genuine understanding. He tells him, "Man, I know exactly that feeling." When the young guy says he feels like literally everyone is ahead of him, Leo drops his secret. He stopped racing against other people and he started racing against yesterday's version of himself. Because success isn't some magical shield against struggle, right? It's simply the acquired skill of handling that struggle. But the young stickman is still staring at the horizon, completely caught up in that ultimate anxiety. He starts spiraling. But what if I fail? What if I make mistakes? What if I have bad days? What if I just completely doubt myself? And Leo just looks at him, totally blunt and grounding, and says, "You will." And man, this brilliantly illustrates the mindset shift we all have to make. We spend so much energy trying to become this flawless, mythical person who never fails. Fun fact: psychological studies show perfectionism actually heavily correlates with procrastination and way higher failure rates. So it's a completely flawed goal. Leo teaches the young stickman that failure isn't a stop sign. It's just a data point. The real goal, the ultimate goal, is simply becoming someone who gets back up faster. To prove just how simple this really is, Leo hands the young stickman a notebook. And inside, right on the first page, is a simple English caption. It just reads, "One step daily." Naturally, the young stickman is a bit skeptical, like, does this really work? But Leo assures him it changed his entire life. When the kid asks what he should write first, Leo just says, "Write one thing you can do tomorrow." So the stickman writes down, "Wake up and try again." That's it. That is literally the only action required to start. Just that one short English caption guiding the way. I want to pause right here and speak directly to you. Maybe you're watching this explainer and constantly comparing yourself to everyone around you. You see other people's highlight reels and you wonder why your life isn't moving at that same lightning speed. Maybe you've started, failed, tried again, and now you're just incredibly tired. Listen, you need to internalize this truth right now. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline.
Think about this natural analogy to really grasp the mechanics of change. Staring at your goals, agonizing over how far away they are, that does absolutely nothing. Growth does not come from intense observation. It comes from tiny, consistent inputs. Just like a giant tree needs small amounts of water every single day to grow, your life requires small daily actions. So let's see how this builds in practical terms. What does that water actually look like for you? Well, it might look like reading just one single page, learning one new skill, saving just a little bit of money, exercising for 10 short minutes, writing one paragraph, making one phone call, practicing just one more time. Now, sure, these actions might look completely insignificant today, but they are the literal physical building blocks of your entire future. You can absolutely never underestimate the compounding power of consistency. And hey, as you build all of this, you've got to give yourself some grace. Give yourself these permissions. You are allowed to start small. You are absolutely allowed to fail. You're allowed to begin again, change your mind, and take your time. You don't have to completely transform your entire life overnight. The only rule, the only one, is that you cannot give up on yourself, because the person you want to become is literally waiting on what you decide to do today. When you think about your own timeline, keep this in mind. When you wake up feeling unmotivated or afraid, your only job today is to take one step. When someone tells you that you can't do it, take one step. When you have no idea what to do tomorrow, just do the next right thing. You don't need to see the entire staircase, you only need to see the very next step right in front of you. If you stick to this approach, you are eventually going to look back and realize you've become a completely different person. And when you finally do look back, you're going to see your past in a totally different light. You'll remember those days you just wanted to quit, the long nights of self-doubt, and the failures that practically brought you to tears. But you'll realize a profound truth. Those dark moments, they didn't destroy you. They were actively building your foundation. The struggle actually gave you strength. The failure gave you wisdom. The waiting gave you patience. And the rejection, it gave you determination. They were literally the raw materials of your future. So whatever you do, don't sit around waiting for motivation. Go out there and create momentum. Tomorrow morning, do not wake up trying to be some completely different, flawless person. Start exactly where you are, while you are imperfect. Just aim to be 1% better. Then do it again the next day, and the next. That one small step today easily becomes 1,000 steps tomorrow, and it's going to take you somewhere you never thought you could possibly reach. Leo's entire journey hinges right on this climactic shift. He started out as this scared, insecure guy whose defining sentence in life was, "I am not good enough." But he made a conscious choice to replace that. His new sentence, "I am not finished yet." And that one single shift changed his entire life. He became extraordinary, not because he was born special or because his life was a breeze, but because every single time life knocked him down, he absolutely refused to stop. He just got back up. And honestly, so can you. You might be tired, but you are not finished. You might be afraid, but you can still move forward. You might be starting from absolute zero, but you can start. Which really just leaves us with the only question that matters. If you truly accept that your story is not over, what is your next step going to be today? Take it. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next explainer.